Today we'll be starting a full season of My GM on hard mode against 3 other brands managed by the CPU on hard difficulty. I'm starting off selecting Tyler Breeze for that much needed stamina boost. And I like the idea of SmackDown for the Birth of Legends perk. My opponents for this new My GM series is going to be Adam Pearce on Raw, Kurt Angle on NXT, and Eric Bischoff, of course, on WCW.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yes, that's right, we'll be doing the whole 25 weeks across 3 episodes in this series, so make sure you are subscribed. Today is going to be the draft and weeks 1 to 5, so make sure you press that big red button. On to the draft then, who's going to be our first pick? Stamina is going to be really important for the first 5 weeks, so I'm going off of this, and AJ Styles seems a perfect choice. Raw selects Brock Lesnar, NXT fittingly goes with Finn Balor, and trust Eric to go with Ronda Rousey. Eric sticks with the women's division with Belair, Angelo Dawkins gets an early pick, and Raw goes with MVP. I now have my second pick, and I can see the big man Gunther there. I can't resist. Snaked draft, so here we go again, and my third pick is Rhea Ripley. Both Raw and NXT go with their first female of the draft in Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, while Eazy-E goes for Big E and Logan Paul. NXT snaps up Edge, Raw goes for Doudrop, and we're back on the clock. I see Randy Orton there, and I'm curious. Tag teams, and wouldn't you know it, Riddle is right underneath. An easy 5th and 6th pick for me. When it next gets back round to my pick, I go with Carmella, and after a little bit of pausing, I'd like some synergy with the Giant of Gunther, which made Kofi an easy choice. I need to add a couple of women to my roster now, so the combination of Dakota Kai and Gigi Dolan, 2 wrestlers I think are fantastic. More tag team options with Ludwig Kaiser, and then I'm hoping to get both Creed brothers by selecting Julius first. But of course, WCW seen what I was doing and they picked Brutus as partner. So instead I went down the route of Giovanni Vinci, who teams with both Kaiser and Gunther, and Wesley, who could then feud with Gunther in the future as well. Adding depth to my women's division, I also added Xia Li, followed by Dana Brooke. Kurt Angle calls it a day on pick 15, and here is his featured roster, as does Adam Pearce of Monday Night Raw. I call it quits there too, and I'm pretty happy with my picks. Eric confirms his too, and shows off the most Eric Bischoff roster I've ever seen. I can't actually pick a bad roster here. Which GM do you think drafted best? In the comments section, I'm curious for your thoughts. One goal of mine during this series is to find out more about the Hall of Fame thing that's been added, but it's off to Texas for week 1 of the season. Oh, and of course, we have to choose our champion. AJ Styles is my obvious choice for the men's, and for the women's, I think it has to be Rhea Ripley. But before we book our first match, as you know, I am a professional wrestler myself, and if you'd like to come watch me wrestle in the future, here is my upcoming dates on screen for the next few months, mainly based in the Southwest area, and I'll put all the links to the tickets down below. Now, obviously, we've got the Birth of Legends perk, so we're going to use that straight away. See who gets it. It is Gigi Dolan, AJ Styles, Vinci, Gunther, Kofi, and Randy Orton. So it doesn't come up with that, like, special randomness anymore. It just already picked the 6. There's no surprise. And welcome to our first show on SmackDown. Here we have the opener. It is a women's title match, and it's Rhea Ripley versus Xia Li. Of course, we're going to simulate them all. We have a role change right after because we have way too many heels, and okay, and it's a new rivalry. That's good. The role change is Gigi Dolan going to a babyface. I like her as a babyface as well. Right mid-card, Dana Brooke versus Carmella. These two synergize quite well. For that mid-card match there, Carmella takes the win against Dana Brooke. Mediocre match. Doesn't even start a rivalry. Gunther calls out AJ Styles. It's only an okay promo. Now, what you will notice is a lot of my matches is only normal matches. I've only got the main event as a tables match. That's because I'm going to save money and stamina. And then hopefully, yes, I'll go behind at the beginning. But once we start to gain popularity, and then we hit pay-per-views, that's when I can start putting in fancy matches. Now, the triple threat, this is just a bit of a throwaway match, but Julius Creed somehow beats our WWE champion. Styles and Julius Creed? Oh, come on. Like, he's just been called out by Gunther. Kofi Kingston on a self promo. That's something I got to sort out straight away. Then our main event, it's not for the tag team titles. Why is it not for the tag team titles? Probably because I forgot to put it as the tag team titles, but it will hopefully spark a rivalry that we can then end up having tag team titles. It is a new rivalry. It's only an okay match. Not the best start for our SmackDown. Things went wrong, but hey, we'll rectify it and we'll get better at this, I promise, because we are on hardest difficulty. We're on the hardest AI. We're going to have to book ideas up. I can't believe they stole Brutus Creed from me. We're going to have to book our ideas up, or else we're going to be really tailing behind. A 4.5 opener is exceptional. We are probably the worst, maybe NXT. I know NXT had a good main event. We are probably the worst. We gained 36,000 with $43,000. 50,000, yeah, there's a big difference. 45,000 and 43,000 on the fans. So we did gain ourselves a contract negotiation, which will be good for us in the long run. We start off in dead last. Right, show number 2. We're going to try and rescue some things. So AJ Styles and Julius Creed in a submission match. I'm so glad they've put that in so you can end it all, end the rivalry. That starts number 1 because then hopefully Gunther's call out on AJ Styles the second time will start a rivalry. It was a good match. Rivalry complete. There we go. Called out. New rivalry. Thank you very much. That's exactly what we want. And it was a good promo too. We've got a fatal 4-way. All the women that are not involved in the mid-card Falls Count Anywhere, and I'll get to that in a sec in this. So we've got a rivalry going on as well between Gigi and Dakota Kai. So that's fantastic that that's already started. The winner is Carmella, in fact, and there is our new rivalry. So it told us before the match even started, though. But that's fine. We needed another rivalry to keep us going. Kofi's doing another self-promo. He will be back next week. We'll be crowning our mid-card champion, or the next week in this. Rhea Ripley versus Xia Li in a Falls Count Anywhere. The reason for it was our commissioner goal, and we get a nice little reward of the pre-match physio. So I think that's quite crucial for pay-per-views, or the week before pay-per-views. There we go. That is a good win for Rhea Ripley. Wesley doing a charity promo. It's just for the fans, but the main event for the tag team titles this time round, because Luke remembered, it is Matt Riddle and Randy Orton versus Giovanni Vinci versus Ludwig Kine. He's not against him. They're a team. They're a team. There we go, and Randy Orton and Matt Riddle are our first tag team champions. The rivalry grows to level 2. That's going to be a good one for the pay-per-view. I already feel it. Just giving a glance over what's going on. Johnny Gargano and Brock Lesnar as a tag team. No, I don't know either. That's beyond me. I've never seen something so ridiculous in all my life. So NXT aren't putting on any tag team matches. I hope they get punished for that. And WCW, look at that tag team belt. Absolutely glorious. There is a running in that match as well. Bobby Lashley and Tommaso Ciampa. That's quite a random tag team, but I like it. And Brutus Creed versus Damian Priest in the main event. That's probably going to get a good rating. It did. He got 4th star. We've actually had quite a good week, though. I'd imagine we start gaining back on what we have lost in the previous week. 44,000. We gained profit as well. We also had the secondary location, the arena, so we gained a little bit of money. 42,000. 43,000. We're not gaining anything, are we? 57. We actually lost, but we did gain our pre-match physio. That's good. We're still at the bottom. We're about 10,000 behind, but as I said, it's early doors. We're going 25 weeks. Calm down. Another reason why I want to save a little bit of money is because the Rags to Riches Hall of Fame trophy is only 600k, and we're at 570. We're very close to it. It just knocks one off the board, then we can just go below it, and it doesn't really matter. Right, week number 3. We're starting off with the tag team titles on the line again. It is a rematch, of course, with this rivalry going on. We got 3 title matches going on this week. This is where I'm starting to push it, but a lot of them are just normals matches. We have 2 tables matches, but they're both separate because one's tables tag, one's a single. So I'm hoping that obviously it gives a little bit of variety. We got a rivalry growing there. Rhea Ripley's fantastic on the mic, isn't he? I think she's just one of the best in the business. I really do. Kofi Kingston versus Julius Creed. This is going to crown our first ever Intercontinental. I'm hoping it goes to Kofi. I'm open to both, but there we go. Kofi Kingston doesn't start a rivalry, but it allows us to build on something that I have in my head. It might pay off. Self-promo of Carmella, good popularity. Gigi Dolan has started a rivalry with Dakota Kai, so it's good that this is happening. We can continue that. Dakota Kai does pick up the win this time round, and it takes it to a level 2. It's a mediocre match, but that's fine. We're building to a pay-per-view. Xia Li does a charity promo for us, gaining more fans, and AJ Styles in the main event against Gunther, and it's for the championship. So let's see what happens here. Will we be crowning a new champion? one. No, AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, does pick up the win. I thought it would be better than just a good match, but we're into a level 2 rivalry. There we go. Okay, so we got a few just singles matches again. They're not doing any tag matches yet. They don't seem to be punished about that, but we do. We will be, of course, crowning our women's tag team championship soon. I'm hoping to do that on the next week. We've got a women's triple threat there. It still bugs me that you cannot put the title on the line in a triple threat match. That, to me, is daft. It is very stupid. I really hope 2K sort that out. We had a good week, but it looks like NXT had the best week there with that 4-star main event. We gained 54,000 fans. Raw gained 51,000, 50,000 for NXT, and 43 for WCW. So we've caught WCW up, I think. We've earned a power card there, superstar training. Have we overtaken them? When we haven't, we're still quite some way short of Eric Bischoff there in 3rd place. We are still in 4th. Sometimes things just fall right into place, don't they? Dakota Kai wants to tag up with Rhea Ripley. Well, your wish is my command, Dakota, because that's exactly what I was intending to happen. Now, we surpassed 600,000K, so that means we get that Hall of Fame progress complete. I'm not going to spend too much just yet because of stamina reasons, but we're starting off with a tornado tag. That's the commissioner goal for the tag team titles. And of course, I mentioned Rhea Ripley and Dakota Kai teaming up. They're going up against Dana Brooke and Gigi Dolan. Xia Li is actually going to be in a different match tonight. So we'll see how that one plays out instead against Carmella. So the opener here is going to be a new tag team champion, and that is Dakota Kai and Rhea Ripley. So Rhea Ripley is a double champ, our first one. New rivalry as well in the tag team division for the women's division. Julius Creed, he needed a bit of a rest for stamina purposes. Xia Li versus Carmella. Let's see how this one plays out. Carmella with the win. Disappointing, we know, but it's not definitely to do with the rivalry or anything like that. Wesley does a self-promo. I didn't even see how it did. Mid-card, Gunther versus Kofi Kingston with an AJ Styles running. AJ Styles' stamina is a little bit low, so this is a good way of getting him on the card still. Keeping the rivalry with Gunther, but also having a decent match because Kofi and Gunther, there we go, a good match. Doesn't do anything for the rivalry though, how annoying. Main event time, and yes, it's the tag team titles on the line again. Stamina purposes for Ludwig Kaiser is quite low. I don't know whether it says that he's injured or not anywhere. I'm struggling to find out where it says people are injured. But they have now won the Tag Team Championships going into the last week of the before the pay-per-view. So that's obviously going to be the decider in the following week. We'll have some other simulations here. How's everybody else doing? Right, so Raw's had a great week, haven't they? We've had a good week, though. We've still had very good weeks, but they've had an even better one. But that's fine. That's fine. 52,000. We've also gained money. We're still profiting from every single week, and that's good because I want to sign somebody permanent very soon, and I'm hoping we can do that with the money that we're building up, and then we still have enough to actually put on shows. I think that's quite important, but boosting the size of our roster is definitely something I have on my agenda right now. So WCW also getting 51,000 there. We gained a sold out, which is quite good. Double the price of the power cards in the shop the next week for the opposing brand. That's not that good, actually. That's awful. We're still bottom. We're still bottom. Nothing changed there, but we have closed the gap. Kurt Angle has applied a double cost to us, though, for this pay-per-view. It's always Kurt Angle who attacks me while he's at NXT, and he's bloody good at this as well. Now, it is Survivor Series time. The last man standing is the pay-per-view bonus, which is what our main event is going to be. How convenient. But we have an opener. It's for the tag team titles. It's a tables match as well, and we have new tag team champs. They have regained it. It's a classic. Let's go. Great start to the pay-per-view. Self-promo of Kofi Kingston. I promise you, Kofi, we'll have something for you very soon. Mid-card, triple threat match. We've obviously got a rivalry involved in this. It'd be funny if Dana Brooke manages to win this again. She does. Fantastic. Even though the rivalry grows and she's not involved in it, it's quite hilarious that you can do that. Charity promo from Carmella is excellent. Very good. Wesley wanted a match. He's got a match. It's against Julius Creed. It's going to be a bit of a throwaway match, but Julius Creed does win. Mediocre. That's fine. It's good for our curve, I guess, because Rhea Ripley versus Xia Li should bring the crowd right back up up with this steel cage match. Take it to level 4. There we go. Classic. Then we can eke that out until the next pay-per-view. And then we have AJ Styles versus Gunther in the main event. It's a last man standing match, and the winner is AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. And I'm really pleased with that because Kofi Kingston needs a new rivalry, so that's good, but only an amazing match. We could have done with that being switched around, but never mind. Look, that looks bad. That looks awful. I'm telling you now, if Raw managed to do better than us, I'm going to kick off because that show looked dreadful. But again, we are on the most highest difficulty. How did it do that well? I mean, all right. The first match, steel cage match, but the rest of the card is absolutely pants. So I'm glad we managed to beat that. That's good. So it looks like NXT had the best week because they had a 5-star match. They had 2 4-star matches. That 5-star match of Charlotte Flair versus Zoe Stark, just a normal match, by the way. Yeah, this is going to be very difficult should we want to win that, and that was a rivalry complete as well. Right, we gained 147,000. This was our most expensive week, but of course we got the double cost. We had the money to do that. That's absolutely fine. We had 112,000 there for Raw. That's not surprising. 141,000 for NXT, so we still actually gained more fans than NXT, and 124,000 for WCW. We have climbed the ladder. We've also won ourselves a Veto Champ. We'll be cashing that in the next episode, and we have climbed to second, right behind Kurt Angle in first with NXT, who again, he's picked Finn Balor, which is like, that's so NXT, it's unbelievable, isn't it? But yeah, all right, I think this is obviously a great start for us. Make sure you are subscribed, because when you come back and this next episode comes out and we do weeks 6 through to 15, we'll also be signing somebody else brand new permanently. Yes, I'm going to commit to it. I'll see you then. Make sure you subscribe. Let me know down in the comments section your thoughts on this new GM series, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.